Wow, the bright faces here. Minnie is once again back with you at your own learning platform, Learn Forward, with your book, The Grammar Hub by Feather Caps. And today we are going to learn about the word I started the class with. Wow, what is that? Exactly, interjection. So this is chapter 18 of your book. And are you excited to learn more words here? Let's go ahead. Punctuate the following sentences using commas, quotation marks, full stops, question marks, or capital letters wherever necessary. So let's first recall what these punctuation marks are. This is your comma. So what are inverted commas? We say them quotation marks also. This is the opening of the quotation mark and this is the closing of the quotation mark. And the other punctuation marks, I'm sure you remember them. This is a full stop, this is a question mark and capital letters, of course you know. So let's do this now. Anaya said I shall write a letter. So let's punctuate it, children. This is a proper noun and it is beginning of the sentence also. So we'll write A capital. Anaya said. Now Anaya, you are just quoting the words of Anaya. What did Anaya say? So we will separate these two parts of the sentence. We'll put a comma here. And what did she say? Her words you are going to put in inverted commas, that is the quotation mark. So we will first open the quotation mark. This is opening the quotation mark. Now whatever you write in the quotation mark, that also is like a new sentence and it always begins with a capital letter. Remember this. Otherwise also I, the first person pronoun, is also in capital letter always. So we proceed. I shall write a letter. This is the end of the sentence. Here we'll first put the full stop, then we close the quotation mark. So this is the recall. You have already learned this in punctuations and capital letters. Let's do the next. Now you will give me the answer. Perfect. T will be capital. Then, yes, good. After said, we'll put a comma. We'll open the quotation marks. Very good. Yes, we'll start this sentence again with a capital letter. So H of how will be capital. How are you now? And because it is a question, very good, you'll be putting a question mark and closing the quotation marks. Well done. Very good answer from all of you. Now coming to next, they said. Good. T will be capital, comma, inverted commas. Yes, very good. W will be capital again. We are going out to play. Perfect. We'll be putting a full stop here and closing the quotation marks. Good. Next. Yes, H will be capital. It's the beginning of the sentence. Comma after said. Very well said. Inverted commas begin. I will be capital here. Very good. So I prefer a burger. What will come here? Yes, a full stop and you close the quotation marks. So what you saw here in all these four sentences, we are quoting some words of the speaker, children. So that is why we associated this exercise to your direct indirect speech. So this is when you write the words of the speaker in quotation mark, you say the ditto words. That is called direct speech. Yes. So let's start about direct indirect speech. So while writing, we may report a speech in two ways. One in the direct speech in which we say the ditto words of the speaker. So, and it is written between the quotation marks. Like we have already done 4 sentences in your review exercise. We have more here. I have conveyed your message to Sakshi. Riya told Madhu. Now here what you see, children, in your previous 4 sentences, who said was written in the beginning. This can be mentioned even in the later part of the sentence. So you can begin with the words of the speaker in quotation mark and then followed by who said those words. Okay. So next, Riya told Madhu that she had conveyed her message to Sakshi. Now the same sentence we are writing in a different way. Some changes are made. And what are those changes? Let us just see. Riya told Madhu is the same. Riya told Madhu. Now here it is, I have conveyed, but there in the next sentence we are saying she had conveyed. So what are the changes you notice here? I has changed into she. We have changed have, which is present tense, into had, which is past tense. Then conveyed remains the same. And one more thing, have you noticed here? In the first sentence, which is actually direct speech, we have not used that conjunction anywhere, but here we are using that also. Right? So first change is what else do you see here? The inverted commas and the commas are removed. We don't have the commas and inverted commas in the second form, right? So first thing is we have changed, removed comma and inverted commas. The second change is I has been changed to she. Then in verb we noticed present has been changed into past. Then one more change we noticed, the conjunction that is introduced. Let's see what other changes have been made. Conjunction that has been introduced. Right? Next, conveyed is the same. Oh, then again, your has been changed to her. This is another change along with I. It is a change in pronoun. Your has been changed to her again. And then message to Sakshi is the same. Right? So how many changes we have observed? These are the rules. This form, the second sentence is in indirect notation. This is indirect speech, and the first sentence is in direct speech, right? So what changes we have seen? Let us just recall one more time. First thing is we remove comma and we remove inverted commas. The second thing is we introduce the conjunction that before the sentence that is reported. Okay. Then the third change we have noticed is there are a few changes in pronoun. I has changed to she, then your has also changed to her. So can we just change these words on our own? No. A few rules have to be followed, which we'll be learning ahead. So this will be the change in pronouns. Okay. The next we have seen is present tense has changed to past tense, but then there are other tenses also. So do we follow the same rule? Everything gets changed into past tense? No. So there also we follow some rules, and they are the rules for change in tenses. Okay. Next, conjunction that has been introduced. So do we introduce this every time? We'll have to check out and we'll learn ahead with this. So remove commas and inverted commas. Then there are change in pronouns and change in tenses and conjunction that is introduced, right? So you have to remember this. Now let's do one exercise first. Read the sentences and write whether they are in direct or indirect speech. So we just have to see whether we are using quotation marks and commas to separate the two parts of the sentence. And one thing what you have to remember is when we are saying the sentence in direct form, this first form, direct form, it has got two parts. One is called the reporting part, and the other is called the reported speech. Now let us understand that also. Reported speech. What are these two parts? The reporting part tells you who said to whom. Okay. So this part gives you who said to whom. After this reporting part, we put a comma, and the reported speech is the words of the speaker, which are actually put in inverted commas. Okay. Now here, said to. This is called the reporting verb. What is this called, children? This is called the reporting verb. Right? So here we have the person saying is the subject to the reporting verb. We'll repeat this ahead also. And then the one to whom the speaker is saying, speaking, talking, that is called the object of the reporting verb. Okay, so what new terms we have learned here? One part is the reporting part. This happens when your sentence is in direct speech. So we have the reporting part, we have the reported speech. The reporting part is that gives you the information about who said to whom, and then we say the words of the speaker in reported speech, right? So going ahead, let's do this exercise. Read the sentences and write whether they are in direct or indirect form. Okay, so the teacher says that we are good students. So do you see here commas, inverted commas? No, that means which speech is it? Perfect answer. This is indirect speech. Let's look at the next. Ria said to me, I'm glad to see you. So which speech is it? Yes, perfect. This is direct speech, because you see that the reporting part is separated from the reported speech. We are using commas. We are using quotation marks also. Good. So the third one again. Yes, direct. The next one is also direct. Very good. And the last one is, yes, it is indirect. No commas, inverted commas. The teacher scolded the boy for making too much noise. So this is again indirect. Right? So this means you have understood the difference between the two speech, that is direct and indirect, at least the formation. Now, how to convert direct into indirect? We have to follow some rules I have told you. Let's compare the two sentences first. He said, I cannot attend the meeting. So this is direct notation, and he said that he could not attend the meeting is indirect notation. So what are the changes we are making? When we are saying this direct speech, here we are using comma, inverted commas. They get removed in the indirect notation. So we say he said. Will not put comma now. In place of commas, inverted commas, we are introducing the conjunction that here. So we say he said that he could not attend the meeting. Now sometimes children, this can present is changed into past. That is another change we have already noticed and learned. So when you're reporting this, I told you this is the reporting verb. When the reporting verb has the subject only, so said remains the same in both the speech, in both the narration. But when this reporting verb is followed by an object also, so we get to know who said to whom part of the reporting part also. Then this said to, not only said to is changed to told. So told is used when there is an object to receive the action, to receive the reporting verb. Like when we are saying he said to Karan. Now you know to whom is the speaker talking to whom is he reporting this. So here when you change this to indirect narration, so said to will become told. This is what you have to remember. If there is object, said to changes to told. So he told Karan. Then a conjunction that is introduced, and we remove comma and inverted commas. We have made changes. I becomes he, can becomes past, could. We'll learn more about it. Not attend the meeting, right? So here what we have learned, just two rules. If the reporting verb is followed by an object, Said to, definitely to will be there. So said to will be removed. It will be changed to told. And if there is no object to the reporting verb, said remains same. So is it clear? Can we move ahead? Okay, good. Now then the next when we just sorted out the difference between the two narration, next rule was change in pronouns. You already know pronouns, the first person pronoun, second person pronoun and the third person pronoun. And I have told you that in the reporting part, we have the reporting verb. Before this is the subject of the reporting verb. That means who is doing the action, who is doing the reporting part. And then sometimes you might have object, sometimes you may not have, right? So the pronoun can be your subject also, pronoun can be your object also, and then we have pronouns in the reported speech also. So what are we talking about? The first thing is to understand where do we have to change these pronouns, children. See, the changes are not made in the reporting part, right? Whatever changes in pronouns or tenses are made, they are made only in the reported speech, right? So when we say that the pronouns are changed, we mean to say they are changed only in the reported speech, right? So now the pronouns here can be first person, they can be second person, they can be third person pronoun. How do you make these changes? First person pronoun will change according to the subject of the reporting verb. If your subject is first person will remain first person. If your subject is second person, then your first person pronoun will also change to second person. And if it is third person, your first person will again change according to the subject here. It will become third person. Is that clear? Let me repeat. Your first person pronoun in the reported speech, that means in the inverted commas, they will change. How they will change? If you will have a look to the subject of the reporting verb. If this subject is first person will remain same. If it is second person, first person will also change to second person. And if reporting reporting verb subject is third person, then also your first person pronoun will change to third person pronoun. How? Let's see some examples here. The first person pronoun, they are changed according to the speaker. That means the subject of the reporting verb. So we have the sentence, he said, I am going to buy an ice cream. Let us see what are the pronouns in the reported speech, I mean in the inverted commas. So here we have I, that's it, no other pronoun. And which person pronoun is it? First person. So to change first person, you will have a look at the subject of the reporting verb, which is he. He is the subject here. Although this is third person, but when you change the narration to indirect speech, this will change to first person. This will change to third person. So your I will become he, or the corresponding case, whatever it is. So we will say he said that. Your I will become third person singular, because this is also singular. Will change, we'll see the gender, we'll see the number also here. So he said that he was going to buy an ice cream. Am is present tense, which has changed to past tense. We'll be learning more about the rules for changing tenses ahead, right? Now the next sentence is, they said we have played a game. Now again look at the reported speech. You have first person plural here, we. It will change to, look at the subject, this is third person, so your we will also become third person plural. They said that they had played a game. Clear? Let's see another example. It is you here. So my first person pronoun in the reported speech will also become second person. So what will I say? You said that. This will change to you. You said that you were honest. Right? This is how we change the first person pronouns. Okay. Now let's move to the next. Second person pronouns, I told you they change according. First person, I told you they change according to the subject of reporting verb. Right? And the second person pronouns change according to the object of reporting verb. So how they change? Let's see. He said to me. Now this is your reporting part, children. He said to me. What is the reporting verb here? Said to is called the reporting verb. Now what is the subject of the reporting verb? Yes, he is the subject of the reporting verb. And what is the object? Do you have any object here? Yes, me is the object of the reporting verb. And which person is it? Perfect. It is first person pronoun. So let us see what is in the reported speech in your inverted commas. You are a good player. Now do you see a pronoun here? Yes, you is the pronoun here. Which person is it? Second person. And second person changes according to the object of the reporting verb. So what is the object here? It is me. And which person is it? Yes, perfect. It is first person. So children, your second person pronoun will also change to first person. Let's see how. Said to. Now here, because you have the object also, so you have the verb, reporting verb, said to. So first rule we learned is said to changes to told, right? Said does not change, but when you have said to, that together gives changes to told. So we'll start like this. He told me. Now introduce the conjunction that. He told me that. Your second person pronoun in inverted commas will change now. And it will change to first person. So it becomes I. That I was a good player. Clear? Let's see more examples. He said to her. Now said to will change to told. This is her, which is third person feminine gender singular. So your second person here, you, will also change to third person feminine gender singular. Okay. So it will be he said to her, that is introduced. You becomes she in subjective nominative case. So she was a good girl will get like this. So remember children, we do not make any changes in the reporting part. The changes are made only in the reported speech. That means the words of the speaker which are in quotation marks, and we just make the changes here, right? No changes here. All the changes which are required are made in the reported speech, but they are, for that we have to see here. Right? Whatever pronouns we have to see here. Whatever tenses we have to see here. But changes we have to make in the inverted commas. Okay? Let's go ahead. So when we have the third person pronoun in the quotation marks, they do not change. The subject is done, the object is done, nothing else. So according to the subject, we change first person. According to the object, we change second person. And third person pronouns do not change. Right? So if you have, you said, he is a clever boy. This is third person pronoun. This will not change. So it will be, you said that he was a clever boy. That's it. Next, we said, she looks beautiful. So we said, again, she is third person. It will not change. We said that she looked beautiful. So the change made is only about the tense, not about the pronouns here. Why? Good, because these words are third person pronoun and no changes are made in third person pronoun, right? So let us write this also here in third person, no change. So this is just in nutshell that first person pronouns change according to the subject of the reporting verb, second person change according to object of the reporting verb, and third person do not change, right? So can we move ahead? Okay. Now next is rules for change in tenses. Just recall, I told you the changes are made in inverted commas, but we have to look at the reporting part. Okay, to make changes, we have to look at the reporting part. So here also, we have to do the same in tenses. For making the changes in tenses, we will first see the tense of the reporting verb. Like if your reporting verb is in present tense or it is in future tense, we do not make any change in the tense of the reported speech. Means whatever tense is there in the inverted commas, it will remain same. When the condition is your reporting verb is in present or future tense. That means changes in tenses are done only when your reporting verb is in past tense. Let's see how. Ishan says, Priya is a beautiful girl. Now to change the tenses, you will first look at the reporting verb. What is the tense? It is simple present tense. So no changes are required. No changes will be made for the tenses in the reported speech. Other changes will remain there. Like we say Ishan says, we will introduce the conjunction that, we will remove the commas, inverted commas. We will say Priya, but is will remain same. Tense will not change. So we'll say Ishan says that Priya is a beautiful girl. Now, if this is in future tense also, will not change the tenses. Ankur will say that Shanaya is playing. So see, is will remain same. We are not changing the tense. Why? Because your reporting verb is in future tense. Here the reporting verb is in present tense. So present and future tense where you have to check in the reporting verb. So if you have this, no change is made in tenses. Clear? Okay. Let's move to the next. What when the reporting verb is in past tense? Past tense will change to the present tense will change to the corresponding past tense. Like simple present changes to simple past, present continuous changes to past continuous, present perfect to past perfect, and present perfect continuous to past perfect continuous. So when your reporting verb is in past tense, the verbs will change inside present will go to past. He said Mohit completes his work. Now here this is the same because we don't have the object, so said will not change to told. He said. Remove the comma, inverted commas, introduce the conjunction that. He said that Mohit, your present tense changes to past tense, so completes become completed. Mohit completed his work. And see, this is third person pronoun, and I told you third person pronouns and adjectives, possessive adjectives will not change, right? So he said that Mohit completed his work. Let's move to the next. I told you present continuous will change to past continuous. So here again, this is said. It is past tense. Reporting verb is in past tense. So we'll change the tense here. Now see what you have to remember. You have to do all the rules together that you have learned for direct, indirect. So first is said will remain same because there is no object. So he said. Remove commas, inverted commas. You introduce the conjunction that. He said that. Now when you come to the reported speech, you see there is first person pronoun here. And first person pronouns change according to the subject of the reporting verb. Very good. And this is in which person? It is in third person pronoun. And even if you don't have a pronoun here, you have some name, children, that also refers to third person. So your first person will move, it will change to third person. So I becomes he. He said that he. This is am working, which is present continuous. It will change to past continuous. So it becomes was working hard. Easy. So you have to just go word by word and recall all the rules turn by turn and see what changes have to be made. The next is present perfect tense. I told you this changes to past perfect tense. So he said, I have seen. How will you do that? He said that. Now again, I will change to he. Has will change to had. So he said that he had seen the red fort. Easy, isn't it? Let's move to the next. When it is present perfect continuous tense. So what you have to see here, he said remains same. That is introduced. Now you have the boy here. So it will not change. It's like third person. The boy has been working. Only the change will be in has, because in present perfect continuous and past perfect continuous, what is the only difference? It is the difference about has, have, had only. So the boy had been working for an hour. That is how we change the tenses. Is it clear to all of you? Very good. And what you have noticed is, while making one change, you will not forget about the other changes. You just have to consolidate all the changes and make all necessary changes. Coming to the next, we have past indefinite tense. So till now, what we looked is, when your reporting verb is in past tense, the present tense in the reported speech changes to the respective past tense. But what when your tense there is already past? So if it is past indefinite tense, we change it to past perfect tense. How? She said, I cooked food. Now when you see here, this is already in past tense. Simple past tense or past indefinite will change to past perfect tense. How? Do you remember the formation of verb in past perfect tense? Can you quickly recall? Very good. That is had plus third form of the verb. Had plus third form of the verb. Let's see how it changes then. She said that. Now I is first person pronoun. We have to see each and every change, right? So I will become, yes, she, third person. She said that she. Now your past tense will change to past perfect. So cooked becomes had cooked. She had cooked the food, right? What about past continuous tense? It changes to past perfect continuous tense. Let us write the form of verb again in past perfect continuous. Yes, good, had been, and then ing verb. Excellent. So you remember the tenses. I'm happy to get answer from you. So it's direct tense in direct speeches. They said we were waiting for half an hour. Oh, this is past continuous. Okay, tell me what you used to do when it was present continuous. Yes, we change it into past continuous, but when it is already past continuous, we are going to change it to past perfect continuous. So they said, remove commas, inverted commas. See, at every step, whatever change we are making, we must say that, so that the things they get just pasted in your mind. Okay, so you need not sit and learn the rules. Please, I have been telling always. So they said that. First person pronoun will change according to the subject. So it will also become third person. They said that they were waiting will change to had been waiting. They had been waiting for an hour. So if you do it that way, it becomes simpler. Isn't it? You agree? Show me a thumbs up then. Wonderful. Let's move to next. Now after this, we have future tense or the modals. So if you have the helping verbs shall, will, can, may, they will change to their respective past form. Like shall becomes would. Shall and will we are taking in the context of will, future tense. So shall and will both will change to would. Okay. Then can becomes could and may becomes might. Fine. Because if in place of shall we use should, it becomes a moral duty. So we'll not change it to should. The teacher said the earth revolves around the sun. This is when we are talking of some universal truths. So if we are talking about in reported speech, we are saying some sentences which are actually the universal truths. They are the scientific facts. So remember children, although the tense here can be past tense, but still we will not make the changes in the reported speech regarding tenses. How? The teacher said the earth revolves around the sun. Oh, that's a universal truth. We learnt about universal truths when we talked about simple present tense, right? So here the tenses will not change because the earth always revolves around the sun. We cannot say it happened in the past. So it will be the teacher said that the earth revolves around the sun. We are not making the change in tense, although your reporting verb is in past tense. Why? Because the sentence given here is a universal truth. It can be a habitual action or a customary action also. It can be a scientific fact also, right? Do you know what is the difference between scientific fact and universal truths? Let me tell you. Universal truths are the conditions which remain everywhere the same, whether you are here, you are in some other country, whatever. But for scientific facts to give you the real picture, you need some situations, some conditions to be fulfilled. For example, if I say on the polar region, in the polar regions, the water is frozen. Why is it not frozen here? Why is it not frozen in the Arabian countries? Because water is not getting that temperature to get frozen, right? So scientific facts and universal truths, the difference is universal truths are the same everywhere, but for the scientific facts to be true, you need the conditions to be fulfilled. So here, if you give water the temperature below 0 degrees, it definitely freezes. And where does that happen? Yes, it happens in your freezers, right? So remember, such sentences when they are in your reported speech, the tense will not change. The teacher said 2 and 2 make 4. Oh, that is a fact again. So the teacher said that 2 and 2 make 4. We are not changing the tense. We are not saying made 4. It's not that sometime it made 4, now it's going to make 3 or 5. Okay, so such sentences are called the facts. So we still have more to learn in direct indirect speech. We'll get connected again in the next session. Keep practicing the sentences and be for perfect till we meet for the next session. Happy learning till then, children.